Yes, welcome back to the channel. It is the day after a heavy defeat to Crystal Palace, and there's a lot of mixed rumours. The Telegraph have just reported that we are looking at replacing Igor Tudor. Other articles coming out that he could get the Atletico Madrid game. Normally, we would do a nice pre-record and we'd sit and talk about it, but the circumstances, 0 wins in 11 games. Opta, we've gone from 2% chance to get relegated down to 14% chance. And we sit 1 point above West Ham in the relegation battle. And it's as dark times as I think I've ever seen it at this football club. You know, last night for me was probably a bigger game than the Europa League final for the foreseeable future of this football club to stay in the Premier League. We've got Sonny with us. His link will be in the chat as well as collabed as well. So you haven't got to leave the video to subscribe to him. But where do we start, mate? How's things, first of all?
Mate, what an absolute mare. I mean, I've spent all day at TalkSport, obviously where I work, and obviously it's been the biggest topic of conversation. I've done an Inside Spurs, which reduced Abby Summers to tears. It's that dire of a situation. You know, Majestic is still confident we can stay up. I'm thinking we're already down, which was the title of my reaction video last night. Quite bold, quite, to the point, but that's where I feel we're at. I mean, the Igor Tudor situation isn't great either. I've seen, similar to what you've just said there, I've seen some people saying he's staying, some people saying he's leaving. It's just an absolute, it's just rubbish. It's just rubbish. But at the end of the day, we all know how we've got here incompetent owners and players who are just rubbish. And I'm glad, because we haven't really texted much over the last 24 hours, so I'm glad we were able to jump on here together and have a proper conversation about it, because I'm pretty sure me and you are both on the same page, mate.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, it is an absolute shit show. But make sure you go down and drop a like. There's already well over 100 people in here already. Make sure you subscribe to Sonny. His link will be in the chat in about 20 seconds. I want to just quickly read through this tweet. This is coming out from Tottenham Tears, the Telegraph. Tottenham are considering their options for a second change of manager in a month after 3 defeats in Igor Tudor's first 3 matches in charge. As things stand, the club say Tudor will take charge of the Champions League game against Atletico Madrid on Tuesday. Now, we don't have an FA Cup game this weekend, so I actually think it's worse not having a game because we can't bounce back quickly. We've now got, 3 or 4 days to somehow get fight into these players. I mean, what do you make of this? And do you think he will, everyone in the chat, what do you make of this? But Sonny, do you think he'll be in charge come the Atletico Madrid game, or do you think he'll go?
Honestly, mate, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Like, let's put it this way: it's such a weird situation because you might as well just give him Atletico Madrid both legs and Liverpool, because I doubt we'd win them if Pep Guardiola was in charge of this football club, let alone this guy. And who do you bring in? Do you bring in, I've seen people saying Harry Redknapp, Tim Sherwood. I said as a joke last night, Sean Dyche. I don't know who comes in now to fix this mess. It is literally untenable. And that as a situation is just so wishy-washy. So, apparently, I mean, I just see these games as pointless. It sounds really bad, but going into both these games against Atletico Madrid and Liverpool, I just know what the consequences are going to be. Atletico Madrid, I think, beat Barcelona 7-0, or what was it, 4, 5, 6, 7-0, yeah, on aggregate in the Copa del Rey. And they've not even been in great form. Liverpool, again, patchy, but we never win at Anfield. So
they haven't won there in over a decade.
So there we are. So it's just, there's only a couple of games we have to target now. And last night was one of them, and that hasn't happened. We just need to get wins, saying that. Wins against Forest, Leeds and Wolves. But how easy that is, I don't know.
We've basically 6 games. And I don't think we'll beat Leeds or Forest. I mean, Sonny says, you're right, fellas. I was there last night, and it's a lot worse in real life than on TV. Trust me, we're doomed. If Tudor goes, I want Hodder. I don't even think. Hodder's got a bad heart. He had a heart attack not too long ago. I don't want to finish the poor guy off. I mean, at this moment in time, I don't know who the right manager is. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know who you bring in. I really, really don't. Make sure you drop a like as well on the stream if you're just tuning in, and let me know who would you bring in charge. But I mean, last night, obviously, we were chatting after the game. Is it career suicide for whatever manager does come in after Igor Tudor? Is it got to be an ex-player like a Robbie Keane or a Ledley King or someone like that? Because let's be honest, De Zerbi, Poch, these sort of managers are not taking this job, are they? Like, let's be honest. De Zerbi's got to be looking at us going, I've just gone from managing Marseille, who are in around the top 4 in France, to managing a team that's literally 1 point above the relegation battle. Not even a relegation battle, 1 point above the relegation zone.
Yeah, I mean, and also look at that Marseille team. He had top-tier talent at his disposal. You know, Ethan Wanieri was there on loan from Arsenal. Mason Greenwood, you know, he got him firing. You know, he's had strikers that he's kicked out and moved on and mixed around. He is, and people didn't like it when I said it on TalkSport, he is a top-tier level manager. He could get most jobs in Europe. So why would he want to come here? We're a poison chalice for players, for managers. It comes to a situation where, look at all the managers we've had. We killed off Jose. We killed off Conte. Thomas Frank, we made look like a costume of a man. Ange Postecoglou came in, and you know whatever you think of him. Obviously, I was in the camp of wanting him sacked. It didn't work out. You know, at the end of the day, a lot of people. There's been a lot of revisionism about Ange. These players, who were the same bunch, still lost 22 games under him. I know he had injuries, but there's been injuries this season. So there's just a situation at this club, and I always say it's a trickle-down effect from the top to the bottom. It's rotten to the core, and this has been coming for a long while since Kane and Son left, and even since the Pochettino days. We sound like broken records, Henry. I believe we just keep talking about the same things, same old rubbish. But this is the situation we're in. We are literally on the cusp of relegation. That's the dire situation. And you've got the table up on the screen there. I just don't see where the next win's coming from. Because if you look at the form tables,
look at that. We've got 5.
We're the worst one there. That's what it is.
Yeah, mate. It's as bad as people think their clubs are. When it gets to the point where Arsenal fans, Man United fans, Liverpool fans, are in my watch along yesterday saying, "I feel sorry for you." That's the ultimate. This is
as well.
Is
like
absolutely
Brighton fans, Man United fans. I think even Arsenal fans feel a bit sorry for us because at the end of the day, Arsenal, Chelsea, that's 6 points they're going to lose out on next year if we get relegated. Like that is the situation we find ourselves in. But mate, honestly, I said it today on Inside Spurs. I keep bringing it up. Maybe guys, after this, you can go and watch that because we really deep dive into the issues like we will on this stream as well. But it's like different stages of grief. Like Madge is still like in that denial phase. Abby's in the emotional phase, and I'm in the acceptance. I'm like, and I used to be positive as a Spurs fan. We keep talking about being positive, but at the moment, there's nothing to be positive at whatsoever. And Igor Tudor, I made a really good point. I didn't credit. Someone said it at TalkSport in one of my chats last night. I'll credit them. His name's Alex. He's an Aussie, so he obviously backed Big Ange, but he's a Villa fan. He said you tried to hire a firefighter, but you hired an arsonist. Because that's what happens. But I also think there's levels to this. Like maybe Igor Tudor wasn't the right man to come in, but at the same time, these players. I mean, Mickey van der Ven last. I mean, I'll tell the truth. I've not watched your video from last night because literally by the time I wrapped up and did a TalkSport interview, it was like midnight. But I want to know what did you think of like his display, Henry?
Fucking disgrace. Like I said this last night, and look, I don't want to come in here and bash a load of players, but that's kind of where we're at. He's the captain, right? He's the one you're looking for to show up. He's the one you're looking for to get something out of these players around him. He's the one you're looking at and going, right, who's going to step up? What's happening here? And instead of, putting the captain's performance in, he gets sent off, which ultimately puts us in a horrendous position, gives the penalty away. And then Ismail Assar, who 99% of Tottenham fans, when I said in the summer I would take him over all of our wingers, were saying, no, you're talking rubbish, you're being negative. We now find ourselves in a huge rut. And there's only 2 or 3 players yesterday that can come off the pitch. Archie Gray, Solanke for his finish. And maybe that's it in terms of who actually can come off with a bit of praise. And then when you look at these fixtures, mate, like it is like, forget the Sunderland game. This month, we have still got to play Atletico Madrid in home and away in the Champions League, who are coming off the back of putting Barcelona out of the Copa del Rey. They are now in the final of that. So they are going to be their emotions. They're going to be sky high on atmosphere buzzing. We go to the Metropolitano Stadium. The last time we went there, Musa fucking Sissoko gave away a penalty in the
Oh God, yeah. I didn't think about that.
50 seconds. So we don't exactly have a great track record there.
Honestly.
Not only that, we then play Liverpool away, slap bang in the middle of it. Like, how bad? Honestly, we haven't beaten Liverpool in something stupid like 12 years. And then my prediction is we lose to Atletico Madrid, we lose to Liverpool, we lose to Atletico Madrid. That Nottingham Forest game, if my prediction comes true, that Nottingham Forest and Sunderland game, if we lose to Nottingham Forest, we're down. It's simple as that. We will
6-pointer, isn't it? That's like an old school 6-pointer.
You what, sorry?
I said it's an old-fashioned 6-pointer. Like, whoever wins that, and at the moment I'm back in Forest because they showed more fight away at the Etihad than we have all season. I just feel like they've got. At the end of the day, you go through that Forest squad. Igor Jesus, I'd take him over Randall Colomoani. Morgan Gibbs-White, I'd take him over Xavi Simons. Literally, we wanted him in the summer. Their centre-backs, a bit more of that warrior spirit. I be honest, there's 2 situations here between these clubs. Like, Forest, the reason they've been in turmoil is because their owner fell out with Nuno, and he keeps deciding to sack managers all the time, whether it be Ange, Sean Dyche, Vita Pereira's now in situ. So that's the reason that they can't get any form together. And you look at Sean Dyche, he battered us when he was at Nottingham Forest, when he was the manager. And, he actually, I think, came out as one of their managers with the highest win percentage. So I just think, I don't see a world where, I said we're targeting specific games there, Henry. But the points to me, even Brighton at home, I'm like, there's nothing going to come from that. Like, Brighton are better than us.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you are getting a few pelters on the socials, by the way. This comment seems to be coming up all the time. I mean, look, someone make sure you get your comments in as well. Iron says, if you do get relegated, who in your first team do you think will stay? Archie Gray.
We did this, didn't we? We did this, didn't we? It's a short form video that's done the rounds. I think now, it's really tricky. I think because it determines, like, do we, like, you could say I want to keep Van der Ven, but he's not going to stay. Like, you've got to be realistic with this. And I think you named 2 players there. That will probably be it. Going back to that comment though, obviously it was a bit tongue in cheek. I will be honest. But I'd like to admit that the main reason, which I think got lost in that, is I was saying embarrassment. Like, if Arsenal go on now and lose anything, lose every competition they're in, that is embarrassing. To me, Tottenham, like, I've accepted it personally. We've gone through enough embarrassment to, like, I can't get any more embarrassed. Like, that is where I see it. So that's where my argument is. And also, I think this has been a long time coming. Whereas Arsenal, keep getting to that stage where they're like nearly. And the way sometimes they talk is like they've not won a trophy in 20 years. They've not a title. They've not ever won in Europe. But they're talking like, they're Europe's elite. But don't get me wrong, there's probably clips of me out there talking Romero up and Van der Ven. But now with them, I think I don't want to see him anywhere near our football club.
Do you know what? I've literally just been sent something in a group chat. Apparently, that it's certain they're going to give him the Atletico Madrid game. I mean, what does that? I mean, what does giving him the Atletico Madrid game actually solve if the inevitable is that this manager is going to be sacked in the next 2 games? If we lose to Liverpool, he's gone. If we lose the home game against Atletico Madrid, he's gone. But we've seen, do you know what's really Spursy? Right? We'll end up playing miles better against Atletico Madrid than we have
100%.
any game recently. I mean, how can we get up for a Champions League game, but you can't get up for a relegation match against Crystal Palace? Like you saw yesterday, right? The stadium, it was a fire drill inside flipping 40 minutes. Like fans have got every right to be fucked off for the state of this team right now. And I'm amazed at him. I'll be honest with you, I'm absolutely amazed he has not been sacked.
Two things there. Like, maybe they just can't get anyone in. Maybe they can literally not find anyone to replace him. Maybe it is literally a situation like even the names we're throwing up, Daesh, why would he want to go? What's the point unless you're paying him an arm and a leg? Harry Redknapp's got Cheltenham this week. Tim Sherwood couldn't give a toss about us, I don't think. And then I saw your mate Terry talk about that. He tweeted about the footage of the fans leaving and saying, like, this is a time for Spurs fans to back the team. We've backed the team all season, but we're being served up tripe. We're not going to back this. We're not going to back this ownership. It's, if they get relegated, I can imagine there being so many empty seats in that stadium. You're not going to fill a 62,000 seater in the Championship. I mean, the Championship, the guy who runs the Championship, I always forget his name. He is going to be absolutely buzzing when Rick Parry, that's it. He's going to be absolutely buzzing when, Tottenham come to town, because it'll be like, it's the biggest thing to happen to the Championship, us going there. It's a story. We'd be on telly every week. We'll be every Friday game or whatever, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. We'll be plastered all over the TV. Everyone will want to come and play at Tottenham. It reminds me of the stuff that was said by, what's his face? John McGinn. Oh, the lovely hand soap, It's a luxury to come to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as an opposition. There's no cauldron because we haven't been able to. I feel like now we come to a stage where I would take it all back to just go back to White Hart Lane. That was when we were a proper club, a proper community. Not just, at the end of the day, I think there's been stats about how much money we could lose, 300 million. They'll make that up with revenue from boxing, because it will still be, that's how they see it. It basically, with Spurs, it's an NFL venue, a go-karting, all this sort of stuff. And then at the very bottom, it's Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And that's it. That's it.
I mean, I don't really know where to go. We've got a super chat here from Vasco, who says, Tudor is absolutely trash. I watched Juventus play under him, and it was just shite. He's living off Juventus' heavy name. He is a complete fraud. And look, but big up to you for the super chat. I couldn't agree more. Ultimately, he has been brought in as a new manager bounce, as a new manager, and instead we're getting a new manager trounce. Yeah. We are the only club I have seen in. I mean, I've been watching Premier League football since I was 4. I'm nearly 30. So it's 4 or 5 years. It's 25 years of watching Premier League football or watching, top flight football and just other leagues and stuff. I have not seen a club in the Premier League this divided on everything. But the only thing we are completely as whole is the fact that we are potentially going to go down. And, we bring in a manager who's never managed in the Premier League before, who's got zero experience in relegation scraps in the Premier League. It's a disaster. As I said last night, it's a Titanic ship without any life jackets sinking. We've got no life jackets. We haven't got any rescue boats.
He said, we're a boat. We're in the boat. It's probably going in the right direction. If you want to stay on the boat,
that's a fucking disgrace. That comment,
it's sinking.
Right. I'm actually going to bring that rattled me. Something chronic when I read that last night.
I'm not shocked. Honestly.
So he said, hold on, I've got to find it. He said, right, the boat is going. I'm actually going to bring this up. Right, this isn't even funny. Right, this is the Tottenham Hotspur manager, the interim coach, has come in and said this. Right, The boat is going in the direction I need it to go. We're going to get fucking relegated, mate. What are you talking about in the direction? Who is in the boat can stay. The others can leave the boat. What are you talking about? It sounds strange, but I believe more after this game. Right, let's get a couple of things straight, right? Let's have it right. On another day, Crystal Palace's offside goal, he was offside by his nose, right? By his face. On another day, that isn't given as an offside. Right, I know you've got headphones in, so I am going to try and tone it down a bit. It sounds strange, but I believe more after this game than I did before I saw something. Am I losing the will to live here? What did anyone see in that game?
Nothing. I don't think we started off poor. I think even in the first 15 to 20, they brought up the possession stats. It was 85-15. So, like, we are absolutely in the pits. I'll be honest. I'd like to know what the chat think of this. Are we actually worse under Tudor than we were Frank? I actually think there were moments in Frank games where I know we were awful as well. That's not even saying like we were good, but I saw a bit more structure and a bit more like togetherness. But you know, obviously these things come out that the players like don't like him and all that. But I don't know if Tudor's just rubbed them up the wrong way. Really, that's how I see it. And I see to someone there, was it PK_1? It's only been 3 games though. But you want to see more. I'm sorry, one's a North London derby. Everyone and their mums with Spurs in their blood would get up for that. You've got, the 3 London derbies. Fulham away. Palace hadn't won in like, 10 or 12? 10, 11, 12? I did say on my own channel.
It would be Brexit.
He'd understand it more than Tudor. That's the problem with Dyche. You're not going to get goals either. Like, what we need, I'll be honest, we need goals.
Draws, though. Flipping hell.
That would help.
I mean, I'm not at the moment. I would bite your hand off, bite your leg off for a draw at Anfield.
Yeah. Like even last night, that was the first time we took a lead since Bournemouth, I think. And obviously, we've not won a game in the whole of this year. So it's an absolute dire situation, mate. Like, I don't know if Tudor, because at the moment, like Tudor, if he carried on in the sense of like not saying those quotes, he could go and get a job wherever, like back in Italy. But the way he's carrying himself, I can't see him managing again in Europe because it's just like he's tarnishing his own legacy. You know, I mean, I don't know how much he is being paid, but it's just the thing is, I feel like at the moment when I talk about Spurs, I have to laugh. I feel like the Joker in like scenes of The Dark Knight where he's just chuckling to himself. Like even today when you'll probably see it if you go and watch Inside Spurs after this, there's just moments where I'm just chuckling to myself. Like even Abby's crying and I'm sitting there laughing because I'm just like, this is what's happening. I can't believe it. Like the reason me and you, like, see, people know that you love a rant, I love a rant. We're passionate. We're the same age, me and you. We love this football club. We absolutely adore this football club. We try and go as much as we can. You went to Bodo Glimt in the Arctic Circle to watch this team in a semi-final, which I don't know how much that cost you. I won't ask that. But the travel and the mileage and the commitment to do stuff like that.
That was a £1,500 trip, easy.
Well, there you are then. So, and like even last night, it takes a lot because there was always these moments where if someone offered me a ticket to Spurs, I'm not a season ticket holder, I remember, but if someone offered me a ticket to Spurs, I would go like it was my last game. I would because you never know, like there might not ever be an opportunity to go again. I'm turning down tickets at the moment. I turned down 2 separate tickets for Palace. And even my mate who works opposite me at TalkSport, there's quite a lot of Spurs fans here. He got in this morning, he had a face like a slapped ass, and I said, what time did you get in? He went midnight. And I thought, like, I was glad I didn't go. Like, and to think about what's that? Yeah, I mean, it's already begun. Because Barcelona will snap. Like, of course they're going to snap him up. Like, he would start now. I'd rather him start than Van der Ven and the disgrace Romero. Like, they're
not only that, right? Strand Larson. We'll come back to this in a second. Let me quickly get this super chat. Carl says, "What's your next best option because I see no way out. Well, the issue we've got, mate, is
fold the club, innit?
the players are shit. The club don't literally give a toss, and the fans are getting fleeced. Like, listen to this, right? The Atletico Madrid game, they reduced it from a Category B game downwards.
Yeah.
So it was originally going to be a Category A game. In
Crazy.
this climate, in what we're going through as a football club, it is criminal to be charging 80, 90 pounds a ticket to go and watch Tottenham versus Atletico.
They're frozen the season tickets for next year already, and we don't know our fate. So does anything shock you anymore about this club? Like, that's like, they should be giving tickets away for this game on Tuesday. Like, is it the following week, isn't it? It's Tuesday, we're out so Wednesday. Like, nothing shocks me anymore. Like, even today, like, I'm sitting there, I said this on Inside Spurs. We're at that state now where, like, these players, Conor Gallagher will pick up his 200k. He will pick up his 200k, and I'm like, what? Like, there's so many good members of staff at Tottenham Hotspur that I know, that Majestic knows, Naby knows, and all that sort of stuff. These players aren't thinking about their livelihood. They're not thinking about, will they, at the end of the day, if we are getting, we won't get 60,000. We don't need as many stewards as we have now. Like, so their jobs are on the line. But then I thought to myself, this is the same club that put their staff, or tried to put their staff, on furlough during COVID. So nothing shocks me. I've had people be like, well, you should have kept Daniel Levy. He's part of this. He's part of this. And so is all the people involved. Like, it's just an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, it's listen. The Atletico Madrid game is monumental as well. We've got nearly 500 in here, by the way, people, and we're not even on 100 likes yet, which is an absolute disgrace. Trying it at 50% like ratio. So if you haven't already, please go down and drop a like.
Nearly as much as a disgrace as Mickey van der Ven.
Oh, mate, don't. And Sonny's link is pinned in the chat. You can go over and subscribe. He's just hit 12k. Let's try and push him up to 12.1k. That'd be absolutely great as well. But yeah, I mean, in terms of this weekend, I mean, let us know in the chat as well. Do you think any news will come out regarding the future of the football club over the weekend? I mean, like, I can't see him getting the Atletico Madrid game. But if he does, what sort of message do you think that sends out to the players?
I mean, what message does it send out to anyone? Like, it's just, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that Spurs dressing room at half time and like during the training ground today, because they've just been going through the motions all season, haven't they? They don't really care. Like, I always thought that these players had enough ability and talent, like the likes of Xavi Simons and Tell. But a large part of football, when lots of tacticos and people like that, they forget that a big part of football. I feel like there's three parts of being a good footballer or being in football. There's tactics and skill, and all that ability you have. There's mentality. That's massive. Like, actually, having the minerals to get up for a game. These players don't have that at the moment.
We can't get up for a 6-pointer.
Yeah. And then there's luck. Luck is the third one. But, we don't have any luck either. I thought last night maybe when the goal got disallowed and we went up the other end, maybe. But no. But I just don't understand. Like, these players won a European trophy. A large majority of these players won a European trophy last year. And I thought that would, pardon the pun, spur them on to go to the next level, achieve, the unthinkable, and, really build some good foundations. But it hasn't happened. Obviously, injuries are a big part of that. You even seen last night, I don't know if you've seen the footage, Dejan Kulusevski basically team talking in the tunnel. Like, it's absolutely diabolical. And even the funny thing about that Telegraph tweet is the bit at the bottom. Did you see the bit about the prawn sandwich brigade people kicking off? Exclusive Tunnel Club members joined the revolt, but they were happy filming Van der Ven last night as he stormed down the tunnel. So it's just such a, and I hate the infighting at the moment between the fan base. Like, don't get me wrong, we've all got different opinions, and I've said some controversial stuff, but there's a lot of like the bit that makes me laugh. I'd love to know your opinion on this, Henry, because I know you had the same opinions as me about Ange. People going, this is what you wanted. You wanted this. I don't think I've ever wanted Spurs relegated. I don't think I've ever wanted us to fall off a cliff like this. I just want a club. At the end of the day, I'd want to be mid-table. The bare minimum. I predicted before the season started that this squad, fully fit, is good enough to finish 8th. And I still think that. But at the moment, there's no way. There's no way. Look like we're just going to be. We struggle to finish 8th in the Championship.
I mean, look at this. Following the Palace defeat, Tottenham are considered to have a 33% chance of being relegated from the Premier League.
I think bookies are paying out as well now.
Yeah, I see TalkSport Bet paid out, didn't they?
Yeah. See, I'm just laughing because it's just an absolute.
I'm going to put a poll in the chat, right? Let's do a poll now quickly. And the poll is going to be: do you think Spurs will get relegated?
I'll go and vote in it. Yes. Like, I just don't understand. Like,
there you go. Go vote on the poll. It's in the chat now.
At the moment, the follow-up question I'd like to add to the chat is: if you are ticking no, why are you ticking no? Yeah. Like, what is your reasoning? What are you seeing that maybe me, Henry? I mean, lots of I can list, like, even the positive Spurs fans. Like, I can name Ben Bowman, Seb, Kish, Barnaby.
Even they're losing their minds.
Like, even and then even do you know what? It's come to a stage where even like the more I don't know what to call them, like Sava and Stell, like, even they're like, just like they're at such an acceptance stage. They're already probably booking tickets for Preston away next year. Like, it's such a shame, because I think us Spurs fans, the reason we get riled up like we do is because we're passionate. It's because we want what's best for the club. We've seen, my dad's he actually was 60 on Tuesday, and he's seen some absolute, he's seen us relegated before. He's seen us under Sugar, when it was poor in the 90s. I forget the name of the ownership before Sugar, but, that was bad as well. Like, we've gone through it as Spurs fans, like losing to a team that didn't have a manager because he was in prison. Like, we have seen some absolute, like, handball in the Champions League final in the first minute. We've seen a lot of rubbish. Put that to one side. This will be so catastrophic. I can't see a way back. Like, we will get relegated and we will struggle. But my other prediction be, if we stayed up, I think we'd go on, like, after that, because I don't see a world where, and I'd like to know your opinion on this, Henry. So the likely favourites to go up will be Coventry, Borough, and then one of Millwall, Hull, Wrexham, and I forget who else makes up the playoffs at the moment.
Borough, Hull, and Millwall, isn't it?
Millwall, yeah. So I don't think they will be strong enough, like we've seen from Leeds, Sunderland.
Wrexham have got ambitious owners.
That may be, but there's not a guarantee. But Coventry, like, there's not like, they will need to spend money, and Sunderland have a lot of money. They've got really rich owners, and they took risks. They signed, everyone thought they were going to fall off during AFCON, and they haven't. We've seen them peter off a little bit recently, but I still think
2020, so 6 years ago, we've spent more money than Arsenal.
Yeah, but what
we've done £31 million more than Arsenal since 2020, and they're on the verge of doing a fucking quadruple. They're in the League Cup final. They're in the FA Cup tomorrow against Mansfield. Right, they've got a favourable Champions League draw against Leverkusen, and then either Bodo Glimt or Sporting, and they're top of the Premier League. They finished top of the Champions League phase. We've got one win in 13 games. That is absolutely embarrassing. Day says, looking at the rest of the fixtures, I don't see an easy. Well, let me just quickly explain to you what I think is going to happen. Very, very quickly, and I'll get Sonny's thoughts. Make sure you are. I mean, look, we've got over 530 people in here, right? And we're not even on 150 likes. That is an absolute disgrace. Right. We've got. Let's just forget the Atletico Madrid game for a minute, Because if anyone thinks we're getting past them, you're fucking deluded. Right? Liverpool away. Write that off because we haven't beaten Liverpool away. We haven't beaten Liverpool at Anfield in over 10 years. Right? Nottingham Forest at home. If we lose this game on the 22nd of... Do you know what? I'm going to be on my honeymoon, right? I fly out to from Heathrow on the 19th of March. If these motherfuckers lose, why I am going to be walking around Universal and Disneyland.
Mickey Mouse Cup.
I've got to get up at 6, not even 6, 5 o'clock in the morning where I'm going to be, right, to watch this absolute dross. Then we play Sunderland, who have lost, 2 home games all season at home. We then play Brighton. Wolves have beaten us 3 of the last 6 games, and we haven't beaten them in 6. I'll be honest. We lose to Liverpool. We have to. It's not even funny at that point. We have to beat Forest. I'm going to put my neck out in the line and say we beat Forest. I think we lose to Sunderland. I think we draw to Brighton, which would put us on 4 points in the next 3, and I think we draw to Wolves. So I think we get 4 in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. I tell you this now, at best we get a draw. I actually think, let's look at Wolves'. Look at that. Wolves have got a point off Arsenal, beaten Villa and beaten Liverpool in their last 5 games.
They'll finish above us. That's what
I'm actually going to have a look at what the odds are for Wolves to stay up and us to go down. Right? So Wolves have played 2 more games than us, but they're 12 points behind. I think Burnley will finish bottom of the table, and I think Wolves will finish 19th.
That's crazy.
I think the relegation battle is between us and Nottingham Forest. I think West Ham and Leeds United have got more fight and more quality than us.
Even Forest, I'd rather have Anderson. I said.
Well, let's have a look at their team that played against Forest, right? And let's be brutally honest. The only saving grace is that Nottingham Forest are still in the Europa League, right?
Yeah, that doesn't help them whatsoever. Well, West Ham are still in the FA Cup this weekend, aren't they? So you never know what's going to happen with that. I'd take Sells over Vicario. Yeah.
I'd take Murillo and Milinkovic over Danso, Dragusin, and at this moment in time, Vicario and Van der Ven, because they're both playing like fucking morons. I'd take Anderson and Gibbs-White over...
I'd take Aina over Pedro Porro.
This is where we're... Nottingham Forest. No disrespect. But oh my God. If you don't laugh, you're going to cry. That is where we're at. At this point, would I take Nico Williams?
Sousa last night. That tackle he did on Munoz. My word!
Listen.
Also, can I Pedro Porro at the end with the hard man gimmick? Didn't see that from him in the game, but he's happy to smack a bottle or a chair or whatever he did. Even that midfield, Anderson, I'd say would get into our midfield. Sangari, the banger he scored in the reverse fixture, my word. And Dominguez, I'm sorry, they gave that City team a run around, and that City team's been on a, Haaland, Semenyo, Silva, Foden, shit. What are we talking about?
That Elliot Anderson, right? He's miles better than any of our central midfielders. Adam Morton yesterday dog walked us.
Yeah, well, another player that we could have signed and we didn't. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
Look at this. I'll take Amari Hutchinson. I'll tell you that. Did you see Everton's team that played against and they won against, who was it? Flipping
Newcastle or
Burnley.
Right? Yeah.
This is what I said. And this is Everton, right? Right. Pickford is light years clear of Vicario. Let's have it right. Pickford is at the point where it's not the save he made against Newcastle, right? The geezer could save a PDF on a calculator. That is absolutely ridiculous, that save. Right? So I take Branthwaite all day long in our team. Right? Garner, I would take. Dewsbury Hall.
I'd take Tarkowski. Like he's a warrior. It sounds like a Eubank scene. He's a warrior. It's a warrior's code. But
I'd take Dewsbury Hall and Njai over all of our attackers.
Yeah,
that is including Xavi Simons.
I'll take better up top. Like at the end of the day, like I'm not being funny, Henry. If we stay up, I mean, if we go down, I dread to think. But if we stay up, these are the players we'll have to be targeting. I'm not like gone are the days where we think, oh yeah, look, we can offer wages now for Semenyo. No chance. We are going to be having to shop more, efficiently than we ever have before. That is the situation. I'd even get West Ham's team up. Get West Ham's team up. I bet you'd take more from them.
Listen, Strand last. This is what I take out of Palace, and let us know in the chat as well, and smash these likes up because you frauds are nowhere near. We're not even anywhere near remotely close to 50%. We've only got 172, and there's nearly 600 in there. Right?
Because I'm on here.
Make sure you drop a like. I'd take Dean Henderson, Richards, Sarr, Strand Larson, Goosend, Mitchell, and Muniz. The only players I'm not taking is Riyadh, Kamada, and Canvo. Every other player for Crystal Palace, and bearing in mind, this is a Crystal Palace side, right? That I take Brendan Johnson back, right? I take Lacroix, and I would take Jean-Philippe Mateta. Crystal Palace.
And Dakura.
Yeah, I mean, how bad is it, Matt? Jesus Christ. So I did it with the West Ham team.
Yeah. I mean, we took one of their players already, so...
Right, I'm taking Hermansen. I'm taking Duke. Somerville right now, Tokyo drifts into our team.
I'll take Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, I'm taking Fernandez all day long. And I'm taking Jared Bowen.
Yeah, easy.
Like, I'm at the point where I'm debating on taking that. But Disasi and Tadibo are better than Davis, are better than Dragusin, and are better than Danso.
Honestly, I can't believe we're at this level.
Look at that Fulham team. I take most of that Fulham team.
Yeah, we said that, didn't we? On when we did the video last. Like, honestly, I can't believe that result though. Like, I was saying, like, we were so bad against Fulham, but they were like a different team against West Ham. That's the level. West Ham got up for it. I mean, I've seen some funny Arsenal theories saying that, Emil Smith-Rowe, Iwobi, Leno, Bassi, there's one more I forgot there. There's all like an agenda that they tried for us and didn't try for them. I know, that's like
someone
funny
said that with the Wolves squad.
Go on, yeah, do it.
Right.
We'll only do it if you leave a like. There.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a good point. I'll only do it if we're on 250. We're on 170 and there's 580 in here. We hit 250 likes, we'll do it at the Wolves squad, which should be pretty simple. You're going down. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. There's not a single player in our squad that probably gets in Arsenal's squad other than Romero and Van der Ven may go as depth. That's it.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
That is it. Let's be honest. No one is taking that.
Would you take Solanke over Gokras? Like a fully fit Solanke?
No.
No.
Not what I've seen recently, mate. I'll be honest. I'm taking flipping Kai Havertz over all of our strikers. That's how fucking bad it is, man. Right. I'm taking Sarr over Vicario every day of the week. Right. That Mane, I'm taking him over majority of our forwards.
Yeah. I'll take Adam Armstrong when we're in the Championship. Angel Gomez, I think he's a better 10 than Xavi.
Yeah.
Andre, better 6.
Sorry, apologies. Sorry. Sorry, 1 second. Foul Prodigy, big up to you for all the donations last night on the watch long as well. So people ask what is worse, Arsenal without the title, Spurs going down. Is this
a dig at me?
We'll let our very own Sonny get that. I mean, you can have to say that, mate.
Why have I got even like I've already explained it. I just like the way that people talk about Arsenal, like some of the, even like this week, there's been lots of discussions like Petit, Keown, like at TalkSport being like, why do people slag us off? Why are people slagging us off? It's like, but you can't take it. Like Erling Haaland made a really good point about Arsenal. He said, stay humble, Like, they've not done anything yet. Gabriel is nearly 30 years old. People talk about him like he's better than Maldini. He hasn't won a sausage. You know, Archie Gray's won more than him. So at the moment, we got to be patient. Like, when Arsenal do start picking up trophies this year, which they will do, that's when we can start racing them in the echelons of football. At the moment, the way I meant by that argument is if Arsenal and us from now, they win nothing, and like nothing at all, and we get relegated, I said they were more embarrassing because they're held to a higher pedestal. This Arsenal side should have won the last 3 titles, if I'm being brutally honest. They should win it this year. They will win it this year. Champions League, I mean, their run's amazing. In a knockout game against City a couple of years ago, I would say no. Fancy them. And
I
the FA
actually think
Cups.
they'll go to the Etihad and get something. Like you need an element of luck when you're going for multiple honours.
They get all the luck. Look at the decisions. Like, look at the foul. Did you see the Gabriel Welbeck foul? And the commentator's like, he's done well there. What are we talking about? Honestly.
Oregon says, Henry, when do you think we'll beat C? I do think you'll beat C. I'm going to make a prediction on the West Ham game. I actually think West Ham will get something out of the City game as well. Yeah. This is Forest's game, right? How many points? Sorry?
This is the only way we start, by the way. Relying on the other two.
They'll beat Burnley. That's pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah.
I bet
them to beat Villa. Well. Yeah, Fulham they'll win. I think they'd beat Villa because Villa the other night, I don't know if you watched them against Chelsea, they are absolutely washed. Like, even Sunderland, I'd back them to go to Sunderland and get a draw than I would us. I think the other thing we have to rely on, a lot of the teams we are playing, by the time we play them, might be out of the European equation. Sunderland, Brighton, Everton, by the time we play them, obviously they're in and about it now. But, I mean, Fulham, you'd think Fulham were a bit home and hosed. But
let us know. I mean, let's say out of the Sunderland, Burnley, Villa, Spurs and Fulham game, how many points do you think Nottingham Forest will get? I personally think they'll beat Fulham. So that's 3. I mean, the next game, I mean, do they... I mean, we have to beat them, so I'm going to say we beat them. They'll beat Burnley. I don't know. I mean, do they beat...
What have they got after Sunderland? What have they got after that? You have to go to the next.
I mean, thankfully, they've got to play Newcastle, Chelsea and United.
And even Bournemouth.
Like Bournemouth last game of the season, thankfully for Forest, it's at home.
Bloody hell, honestly, mate.
Did you see this as well last night?
Can we look at West Ham's fixtures as well after that? Just want to...
Yeah, I've got to show you this. So, we officially, after last night, if Burnley get a point in their next home game, we are officially the worst team in the Premier League at home.
Oh, wow. Oh, at home. Oh, wow. I thought we were anyway.
So we're level on points with Burnley. If they score a goal, they're equal with us.
My word. My word.
You know, let's get a super chat and then we'll come to the West Ham's games. We got to Ross, love the content. I'm a gunner, but would miss an awful lot. Derby. Listen, if you're a rival fan, right? You're a United or a Chelsea. I see a lot of Newcastle fans in the chat as well. Do you actually want us to go down, or do you want us to stay in the Premier League? Because I see a lot of Chelsea and Arsenal fans.
That's a really good question.
Saying that they're going to miss the derbies next year. Some people saying we deserve this. I mean, the North London derby, to miss that next year will be. I mean, from a content perspective, what are we actually going to do if we're in the Championship?
I actually think people will pay an interest though. That's the thing, because like at the end of the day, we're going to have more games. It will be like an intrigue, like, oh my god, how are Spurs getting on? Like people aren't going to be sitting and watching us versus Hull, us versus Preston. So there might be that intrigue of like, oh, how did Spurs get on? Saying that, I bet we'll all fall off a cliff and become irrelevant. So it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. I mean, we go in the cup competitions earlier, both FA Cup. Maybe not FA Cup. Maybe it is round 3.
At minimum, we'll have 47 games next season.
Bloody hell. That's crazy. Ask this squad can't handle that. This squad can't handle that at all.
Class. So this season, we've had 38 in the league. We had 1 in the FA Cup because we got knocked out to Villa, and we had
Carabao
2.
Cup, we have 2.
So that's 41, and we've had 8 in the Champions League. So that's 49. Plus the last 16. We'll have 51 games this year.
Yeah. Bloody hell. Look how we've coped.
I mean, let's yeah. I mean,
would you though? I got a good question, and I'd like to know everyone's thoughts on this. If we got relegated, but it meant Enoch and Joe Lewis left, we got in an owner who brought through youth, but we knew we'd have a year in the Championship, and it would be a painful time, obviously. But we got promoted back, and we saw like more spend or bring him through, and scouting. At the end of the day, like the best example of this is, I think we'd have to mimic Wolves with Jorge Mendes. Like go out and get Ruben Neves, who was a Champions League captain for Porto. And then, like some of the players they signed that Carvalho on the left. Like you'd have to do that. Would you want that if it meant the owners change and you get rid of Vinay, you get rid of Johan Langer? Like, would that? I mean, it sounds drastic, but at the end of the day, if we stay up and those owners stay, who? I mean, I've made a prediction saying we wouldn't go down next year, but who's saying we couldn't be right here again in March 2027, being like, here we are again.
I mean, I don't want us to get relegated purely on the fact that we'll have that essentially on our CV. But ultimately, I want these owners out. So it's kind of like, well, I personally want us to go down. I'd rather stick with Enoch for next year and just hope that we stay up by the skin of our teeth and we all come together in the next 12 months to get these owners out. I mean, Ross has come back, and I mean, this is how much Ross has said. I'm assuming he's an Arsenal fan. I don't want you to go down because it's an easy 6 points. Like it's absolutely embarrassing. I mean, this is West Ham's run. So they got Brentford in the FA Cup. I think if they beat Brentford and get past them, they'll get something against City in the league. And bearing in mind, it's at the London Stadium. It's under the lights, right? It's a massive, massive game, and West Ham have got somewhat a bit of spirit and a bit of fight in their pocket. Villa away, look, Villa are very, very hot and cold at the moment.
Villa have a lot to say in this. Like they've still got they've got to play Forest as well.
Yeah.
So, like, they've got a lot to play for. They've got they've still got European football, but then they've got the Europa League. So yeah, it's I can't even call it, mate. Honestly, I can't. I don't know where everyone said West Ham had a hard run. Like looking at this now, I'm like, yeah, I could back West Ham.
Do you know Everton have got a good away record? I think they'll out of this. I actually think they'll get past Brentford in the FA Cup. If they do that, I think they get something against City, Villa, a draw. They'll beat Wolves, Palace away, a draw or a loss. Everton are really, really good away. I think they've got the 4th or 5th best away record. I think Everton may do them, but then again, they'll be right up for it because it's David Moyes. Brentford away, I think they'll lose. And who they got after this? They then go on to play. I mean, their last 3 games. The fact that West Ham have got Leeds United last game of the season, and potentially whoever wins would stay up. I don't think they'll get anything against St James's or against Arsenal. But that Leeds United game is absolutely huge. So, I mean, I think West Ham at this moment will finish above us. I think as it stands, it's between us and Forest to go down.
Yeah, I agree. 100% agree with that.
Look, and if I know you've got to jump off in a few minutes, do you think if we were to get past somehow, some way, get past Atletico Madrid, like if we win somehow Tuesday night, do you think they'll then give him the Liverpool game, or do you think he'll go even regardless of the result?
Oh, they'll keep him. Like at the end of the day, they backed Thomas Frank as long as they did. So what's stopping them back Igor Tudor? Like,
we're running out of time though, aren't we? And
we
the best
could
time to sack managers international break, which is only 18 days away.
That's the thing. Can we actually, before I do go, do you want to get our fixtures back up and we like work out the gaps between some of those games? Because that's the thing with the international break and all that. Like, it's just really telling. And I mean, a lot of our players won't be going on international duty, so that means it gives Tudor or whoever else there is that time to work something out.
So the international breaks between the 22nd of March and the 12th of April, we don't have a game for. Bearing in mind, on the 7th of April, it's FA Cup weekend, or it might be the 4th of April, and then there's Champions League around that sort of time as well. Now, we'll probably lose to flipping Atletico Madrid, so we won't be in the Champions League. But that gap between the 22nd of March and the 12th of April is massive, especially if we sack Tudor after the Forest game, because that is, what's that, 20 odd days, 21 days.
Man United don't have a game for 39, I think. So it's actually quite crazy how some of these things have worked out this year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to put my neck out on the line and say we beat Forest, but I think we'll lose to Atletico Madrid home and away and lose to Liverpool. I think after the Atletico Madrid game, the home match, we will sack him and bring in someone, and their first game will be Nottingham Forest. And if we then lose with another new manager bounce, we go down, in my opinion. Because Forest have got players on form like Morgan Gibbs-White, Murillo making goal line clearances against City. I mean, look who's in this chat, eh?
Who's that?
Mr. Sean Butler.
Oh, hello.
Sean, a question for you, mate. Do you think we beat Forest? If you're still in here. Does anyone actually just put a yes or no in the chat? Do you guys think we'll beat Forest?
It's going to be really...
Oh, is he cut out? I think he's cut out. Sean said no. Give us grey when you get relegated. No. Mate, it is. Sean, if you're about, I'll send you the link. Sonny's jumping off literally now anyway. That's good time if he comes back. You are not winning again. You don't think we'll win another game for the entire season? Or for the rest of the season, which is what? 9 more games? No from Ethiopia. You have to. He's back.
Hello.
Do you think we'll win another game this season? Sean just said in the chat that he thinks we won't beat Forest.
Oh my! I mean, I have to agree with Sean. I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't see us beating Forest because
you know who will beat Forest, even if we sack him after Atletico Madrid and get another manager in.
Who?
Like, I don't know. Let's say hypothetically we brought in. I'm trying to think. Like, let's say you give it to bloody Mason and Ledley King, or like some hypothetical scenario. Do you think we get a more bigger bounce out of Ryan Mason than or give it to Deitch or who knows, Big Sam, whoever it may be? Do you think we get a bigger bounce than what we've got now? Because at the moment, as I said, this is a new manager trounce.
Mate, we haven't had a bounce. There's no the line hasn't even gone like that. It's gone like that. There's been no inkling of change. There's been no anything to inspire these players, and it's just turgid. It's absolutely turgid, and it's just frustrating. It's frustrating, and I just feel like, I know, like, maybe people will say, well, what can Igor Tudor do? But like, he could at least motivate these players to turn this around. Like, I don't know what he's just making them run. That's all I've seen from him in training, just making them do pre-season bleep tests. That's not going to help. Apparently, that's like, I saw someone say it in my comment section the other day, where it was like when, I can't remember what manager it was. Some manager went to Norwich. He realised how unfit they were, and he just got them running. I'm like, you're talking about Norwich? what is going on? Honestly.
Sean says he could try not playing our wing back as a centre back. Mate, if you don't laugh,
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, he's playing, like, he's not even playing left backs at left back, right backs at right back. Like, what? Like Pedro Porro last night. What is going on? Like, this is not the time to experiment. You need basics. That's why I said Sean Dyche, because at least you know what you're getting. And he did it. I think he was doing it at Forest.
Bring Dyche in for the rest of the season and just say, just keep us up.
I think he'd be better than what we've got right now, and that's not saying much. I'd rather go down with Dyche than Tudor. At least he'll wear his heart on his sleeve and he'll be honest with us. Whereas he even said it the other day. I don't know if you saw, there was a clip of Dyche, and I saw it because everyone thought he was talking about Amari Hutchinson, and he was saying about how players moan. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know, like I had to do that during the game," and he's like, "Use your initiative. You've been playing football since the age of 5. Like, I can teach you. I can teach you up to a certain level." Like, he would tell like Xavi Simons to just float, but he'd expect these defenders to be strong. He'd expect João Palhinha to shield. It wouldn't be all this like, I mean, last night and the last couple of weeks, our passing, our midfield just gets absolutely like trounced week in, week out. We are just set up to fail.
Van de Ven is a 3-game suspension, isn't it?
Yes.
So that means Van de Ven will miss Liverpool, Forest and Sunderland. So if we go for a 3 at the back against Liverpool, assuming it'd be Romero because he'll be back, Danso and Palhinha.
Yeah, probably.
How comes it's only a 1 game?
But it was a red.
Straight red.
It was a straight red. Shall I ask? Let me ask Gemini. How long?
How comes it's only a 1 game then? Oh, because it wasn't aggressive, right? Okay. So
Oh, really?
So Van de Ven will miss the Liverpool game, and then we'll have Romero and Van de Ven back. For
yeah,
the
one game ban because his dismissal was for denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity, dogs though, rather than violent contact. God, I don't know how I feel about that now.
Saka, Laka, boom, boom. Big up to you for the super chats. Big up Henry. Top content, even as you go now. Enjoy your analysis. Hope you keep making more content. Rem love for the game beats love for the club. Not entirely sure what you mean by the last part, but big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. And appreciate that. As I said earlier, United's bad when you've got Newcastle, United, Chelsea, Liverpool.
Honestly.
Feeling
they're the only ones showing us support at the moment. I think they're as shocked as us that this is the situation.
I was going to say, I know one last thing, because I know you've got to go literally any second. I see quite a few people on Talk say today, it might be Gabby Aponlahor say that if Arsenal win the league and we go down, this is a bigger story. I would go as far to say, and this might sound, people might be going, what are you talking about? I think this isn't far away from Leicester winning the Premier League in terms of big stories. Yeah. You think we won the Europa League last year, the amount of money we've got, the training facilities, the stadium, how much money we've put into the squad. Well, like I said, since 2020, we've done, 900 million, something stupid. Is this bigger than Leicester winning the league?
But let's put it this way, like, even people talk about West Brom's great escape, Leicester's great escape before they won the Premier League. Like, these stories send ripples throughout the footballing world. Like, I got laughed a bit in my comment section about saying it last night. I said Tottenham are one of England's historic clubs. They are. I don't care what people say about the band. Like, last time we played Atletico Madrid was in the Cup Winners' Cup, and we were the first ever team in Britain to win a European trophy. We did the double. I think we were the first team to do the double. We won, we won a trophy every decade, didn't we? Or something like that. There was seem record that we won a trophy every decade. We were, at the time of winning our last FA Cup, that was a record of 8 FA Cups. We have had some of the greatest players to play at this football team. Gareth Bale, Modric, Van der Vaart, Harry Kane, Son, Toby, Jan, Carl Walker. Like, you could go on. Lineker, Gaza, Hoddle, Waddle. Like, honestly, we have been blessed over the years, whether you're, you know, my age, your age, older, younger. To get relegated at this level is, I said it earlier, catastrophic. There is the repercussions could, I mean, my dad always says this club have gone back 4 years. This could set us back so far. You can, you know, we're talking about this like chucking this Champions League game. We will never play in the Champions League again if we get relegated. We will never finish in the top 4. We will, you know, we've got to really go from scratch. It's almost like the club has folded and it's like a Phoenix club, like has been born. It's that seismic of a shift because, you know, don't get me wrong, like there's been big clubs to go down. West Ham, Newcastle, Villa, Forest. Think about Leeds. Leeds got relegated. You know, Leeds the year before the Premier League started in '92, they won the league, the old Division 1.
And they sold Cantona to United.
Yeah, they sold, and then Ferdinand left, and they all these, you know, there was all this stuff. They spent 20 odd years in the Championship. I think they even went down to League One.
And their relegation though, because they
Forest
had, like,
as well.
Problems.
Forest as well. That's the thing. All the teams, even now, Blackburn are down there. Leicester. It's all financial. Yeah, it's all financial. Ours is incompetence. It's not financial because we do spend money. We just spend it wrongly. We just have been led by awful chairmans, bad board members, CEOs, sporting directors, you know, managers who were the wrong hires and appointments at the wrong time, sacking at Jose on the eve of a cup final, not spending for a calendar year. I could go on till I'm blue in the face about the levels of incompetence at this football club. It's an absolute travesty, and we're having to live it. You know, the amount of money people pay for their season tickets and kits and merchandise and food and drink at the stadium. They could have pocketed that and bought, you know, themselves something to make them happy. You know, it makes me laugh with the football. You go to the football for escapism. I mean, me and you, we do it for jobs. So, you know, even today, like, it's been all on my agenda the whole day at work. Like, how, you know, it's just disgusting.
Do you think we are the next? I mean, big up to Radar. Sorry to cut you off. I'll come back to that in a second. The Premier League moved on without us. It's as simple as that. Look at Villa, Brighton, and Bournemouth, Forest, and then it's not just Villa, Brighton, and Bournemouth. It's Brentford. It's
Portsmouth. It's
Fulham.
Yeah, but look, it's Oldham, Bradford, Swindon.
Like Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah. Sheffield United. Look at teams that are, teams that, and then the thing is with Leicester is they sold Harry Maguire, bought a new training ground. I bet they wish they didn't do that now. It's all well and good having Tottenham are like having a Ferrari and you filled it up with petrol and you look and they're looking at the petrol lights come on and they're tapping it going, no, I think we could get another mile out of this.
You know what?
The wheels are falling off as well. So
Tottenham have an F1 car, but we've employed a fucking bus driver. That is exactly what we've done. We've got an F1 car as a stadium.
Oh God!
And we've got a TFL bus driver.
If anyone else has got any good sayings, get them in the chat because I feel like I liked my one of Igor Tudor, which was I'll repeat it for anyone who's joined late. They wanted a firefighter, but they appointed an arsonist because it's literally like he's literally gone right. I can fix this. Let's pour petrol on it and see how that goes.
It's laughable. Do you need to jump off now, or have you got a few minutes?
I'll go another 5 minutes, mate. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
and my friend's delayed as well.
All right, no worries. Well, look, mate, we got over 500 people in here, and we're not even on 250 likes. I don't understand why we. If everyone could go right down now, drop a like on the stream, that'd be great.
Even if you're not a Spurs fan either, just show us some support. We need something to cheer on.
We need it. Sonny's link is pinned in the chat. So if you could go over, you don't even need to leave the stream. Go over and show him some support. That'd be greatly appreciated. He's very, very. You've 12 point. How far?
I've just hit 12,006. So yeah, that will be how many people will be filling the stadium next season. So if you could subscribe, that will keep me very happy.
Jesus, that's how bad it is.
I know.
Big up to PK. I smashed the light, mate. What was I going to say? The weekend obviously is FA Cup on, and West Ham are the only team I believe around us playing in the FA Cup. So you've got left in the FA Cup this weekend. You've got West Ham and Leeds United. I mean, do we, from a perspective of the relegation zone, do we want both those teams to go through to the next round? They have an extra game.
100%. 100%. Like, we're at that stage now. This is going to sound awful. We need Bowen to pull up with a hammy. We need, like, Calvert-Lewin to get, crocked. Like, we need some luck right now. Like, that sounds absolutely disgusting, and I feel a bit sick saying that. But we need so much. We need it all the stars to align to somehow stop this shit from sinking, because the holes are, there's water on board, there's holes, all over the gaff, and we're trying to put a plaster over it. Like, it is literally just sickening. It's just sickening. And maybe another way to end, mate, is, and because we're in such a dire straits, and maybe people haven't seen the clip, if you want to do that, who do you think would stay and leave at this club? Like, talk about those players again, because I just think...
Yeah, I mean, what did we say? We said... I'll bring the squad up quickly.
Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know. I mean, it's gone quite viral, but I just want to I'd like people in the chat to give their answers as well. Like, I want to...
Let's do it quickly. Vicario.
Yeah. And this is if, like, are we doing if we get relegated or if we stay?
If we get relegated. Just put a yes or a no every time we announce a player. We'll start from the back forward. Vicario, if we're relegated, does he leave or stay?
He leaves. He goes back to Italy.
I agree. I think he'll go to maybe somewhere like... Maybe, I don't know, does he go into Milan? I don't know. He'll definitely go.
Squalo.
Danso?
I think he stays. I do think he stays.
Yeah, okay. I'd agree with that. Van de Ven, 1,000% is already gone.
Yeah, he's mentally gone. He's checked out.
He's already tapped his agent up saying, get me out of this shithole.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro Porro.
Yeah, he'll go. He thinks he should be playing for a better club. He thinks he should be play top tier of Spain or Italy or something, but he's mediocre. The thing is, like, I'm saying they'll leave. If they have suitors is also another question, but yeah, I think he'll be gone.
Archie Gray?
I think he'll stay. I think he's shown he's got the capabilities to fight. The only problem with him...
And snap him up, though. Like, you got to think...
I can see him, mate. He could go back to Leeds.
We're going to be in a position where we might have to take 30, 40 million for him because we're going to go down. I'd love him to stay, but the way he's played recently, I wouldn't be at all surprised if a Newcastle or a Leeds or a Palace could be. And I know he's not quite an Adam Morton type player, but he could get a big move in the summer, and they go, right, we'll bring him in as one of the replacements. Palhinha, I think we'll go.
I would try and keep him, but he could, if he goes back to Bayern, then the world's his oyster, isn't it?
Yeah, I do think he will 100% leave. Star,
he'll stay. I think
again
championship level maybe.
Does a low end Premier League club snap him up? Because you got to think everyone's transfer value is going to be halved because we're going to be going down.
Yeah.
Sousa, I think, stays. Tell, I think,
Yeah, he'll
goes.
stay.
Tell already wants out already.
Yeah,
Kylan
he'll
Wine, he's
stay.
on loans. He'll go back to PSG.
I think Solanke stays.
You think so?
I think he's not got the consistency or the injury record to play for a top club at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, I think he'll. I think he'll. I think he'll go personally. Conor Gallagher, there's absolutely no way we're going to be able to get rid of him.
Got no choice. No.
Bissouma, I think will leave.
I mean, he's been leaving for like 18 months, hasn't he? But I could see a world where he stays as well.
Xavi Simons, I mean, surely he gets a big move somewhere back to Germany, Dortmund or a Leipzig or a Frankfurt.
Yeah, I could see that.
Richarlison?
He'll go. He'll want a bigger club.
Did you hear the rumours Everton are apparently interested again?
Don't blame him. Like, I could imagine he'd
They
love
could be
that.
in Europe.
Yeah, and Beto, Barry, maybe they've scored a couple of goals here and there, but maybe they see him as more consistent, which is, can't believe I've just said that.
Kingsky.
He'll be our number one.
And then the three academy players and the goalkeeper, I think we can all agree will stay.
Does it show the injury list? Ben Davis will stay.
Yeah, I agree. Ben Davis
off.
will be captain next year. He'll be vice captain with Madison captain if Madison stays. Romero, yeah, it's pointless talking about that. He's gone. Udogie?
He's a tricky one because his injury record. I don't know if
maybe move back to Italy.
Maybe someone punts 15 million on him, but we wouldn't want to sell him for that.
Well, a lot of these players could have half decent World Cups.
Yeah.
So, like for instance, Ghana are in the World Cup, aren't they?
Yeah.
Kudus could have a few good games. Uruguay. Are Sweden in the World Cup?
No, I think they're in the qualifier because Graham Potter's the manager. They've really struggled because of.
So if Sweden get through, you can see Kulusevski and Bergvall play for moves.
God.
Uruguay, I'm assuming Uruguay are in the World Cup. Bentancur.
Yeah.
I can imagine him going La Liga.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
I think it's only Davis and Spence that stay.
I could see Spence snapped up. I could see him at Villa as an alternate to Digne or Matty Cash. Maddison, yeah, he's got no choice because of his injury. Bergvall will be snapped up. Yeah. He'll stay.
So what's that? Less than 10 players out of our 30-odd man squad are going to stay.
Yeah.
It's dark times, mate. But look, we are going to wrap up. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe on the way out. The road to 20k is both on for myself and Sonny. It'd be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe to both channels. His link is pinned in the chat, so you haven't even got to leave the stream. Subscribe on your way out as well. What sort of content have you got coming up between now and the Atletico Madrid game?
So if you want to go back and watch my match reaction, which was quite a raw reaction, I'd recommend going and watching that. Inside Spurs, the show I'm on TalkSport with Abby Summers and Majestic has literally just gone live in the last hour, so go and check that out. And then content ahead of time. I mean, hopefully me and you can jump on a video maybe over the weekend ahead of, maybe Sunday, Monday. We'll do another little piece, depending on what happens over the weekend. But apart from that, mate, I'll be honest, it's 5 o'clock. It is 5 o'clock somewhere. I'm going to go and get a beer. I think you need one too.
Yeah, I mean that is genuinely how bad it is. But look, we are going to be back very, very soon. Drop a like. There should be some sort of content coming later on here, later today. I am just, I'm checked out. Look, we're out of here. We'll see you all soon. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button. We are out.